Hi, my name is Fulton Abraham Sanchez. I'm the CPA of the firm Fast CPA and Consultants. And today we're going to speak about IRS debt resolution. Now, we had a case of a client. She owed $479,000. Yes, you heard well, $479. And after the process of evaluation of her case and filing the correct forms, she ended up owing zero. And we have a video. You can actually check it in our video YouTube channel. Now, there are many scenarios or cases when a person owes the IRS, and usually, for example, you file your tax return, and then you don't pay your taxes, and then the IRS sends you a letter. There's also the case where then you don't file your tax return, and then the IRS sends you a letter because the IRS does have income reporter. And whenever you receive an IRS letter, it's very critical that you do not do it by yourself. It's better to consult with a professional like an attorney, a CPA, or an enrolled agent. And I will say later why it's important that you consult with these professionals that are licensed and they can talk to the IRS. But whenever you receive an IRS letter, it's better to not do it by yourself. And the process of a creation of an IRS debt is basically you file your tax return and you don't pay the taxes, and then the IRS send you a letter and you don't answer to the letters, and then the IRS is going to put a lien on your property. This is how many times cases arises, and debts to the IRS are not paid, and then comes all this web of worry and preoccupation that there is a problem with the IRS, and then the problem grows and grows, and the debt becomes a very difficult, a very large problem for many people. Now, as a principle, whenever you have an IRS debt and you cannot pay, you can open or apply for an installment agreement. There are some specific instructions for this. If you owe less than $25,000, you can do it by yourself online. But you have to create an account with the IRS and pay an installment agreement, pay a fee for an installment agreement, and they will allow you to pay a minimum amount. Let's just say that is the amount that you owe divided into 72 payments. That will be the minimum. But that is if the amount that you owe is less than $25,000. If you over $25,000, things change a little. Now you will be required to, you can do it also online, but then you will be required to pay a fixed amount that the IRS is going to evaluate after you file one specific form where you have to reveal your income and your assets and provide your income and expenses and provide for your financial position. And you have to pay automatic debits, bank debits from your account. So offering compromise, installment agreement over $25,000. When you owe over $25,000, the installment agreement must be electronic payments, and the IRS is going to tell you how much minimum amount you have to pay. It will not be the minimum amount as if you have less, if you owe less than $25,000. This IRS is going to tell you what you have to pay after you file a form. You can do all this by yourself, but it's better, remember, to consult with an attorney, a certified public accountant, or an enrolled agent. And I will explain in a minute why that is so important. Now, what happens if you don't have enough money to pay your debt? There is an option for the offering compromise. But remember, many times on TV or on the radio or in social media or in the media, you read or watch or hear that you can pay your debt with pennies or for pennies to the IRS. That is not completely true. Anyone applying for an offering compromise, meaning that the person wants to pay a penny for the dollar to the IRS is going to require quite a few documentation to see if you qualify. So the key here is that if you qualify to pay pennies per dollar of your debt when you apply for an offering compromise. And for that, the IRS is going to require at least 3 months of bank statements, a long form with the income and assets, income, expenses, assets and liabilities, the description, and they are going to decide if you are able to qualify for this program. And whenever you are doing this, it's better for you to talk to a professional, meaning that only a CPA, an attorney, and an enrolled agent. Enrolled agents are enrolled with IRS to certify to the IRS, and they are the only ones authorized to deal in terms of taxes and debt with the IRS. Anyone telling you that he or she will be able to help you to fix your problem, debt problem with the IRS, and that person doesn't carry one of these licenses, is committing fraud. And this is for your own security. So better to consult with an attorney and a CPA or an enrolled agent when you are dealing with debt problems with the IRS. Now, there is also the case of innocent spouse relief, and that is specifically when one of the spouses only knows doesn't know anything about the tax filings, and the spouse only signed the return, but he or she is not aware of the situation. Now, whenever that happens, and then one of the spouses is deceased or there is a divorce, you can claim this innocent spouse relief, and that will alleviate from you the share of the taxes that you were supposed to pay. Because remember, when you file with your spouse, there is a married filing jointly, is one single return, and the IRS, if it is not able to collect from one partner or a spouse, is going to collect from the other. So if you were not involved, and you were not, and the amount reported on the return do not pertain to you, then that means that you will be able to qualify under the innocent spouse relief. Now, for any of these principles, for any of these elements to solve the IRS debt, there is quite a few forms that you have to apply. You have to present to the IRS. One of them is a long form. This form is a description of the income and expenses, assets and liabilities. And after the amount is left, the difference between the income and the expenses, that amount is left. That will be multiplied by a multiple. Then the IRS is going to tell you how much you have to pay. If you have a debt over $25,000, if you apply to offer and compromise, or if you apply to an innocent spouse relief. But you have to present the forms. Also, if you are applying to an offer and compromise, you will have to submit bank statements only for 3 months. And the full description of your income, assets, liabilities and expenses. So remember, first of all, the offer and compromise is not something that every single person will qualify. There is a process that you need to follow to be approved for the offer and compromise, and once the offer and compromise is approved, the IRS is going to call to the professional that you are contracted, you're consulting to do this. And this is very critical, because if the person who does your tax return, and those tax returns have created the debt, and then the same person is solving your tax debt problem, that person will have to explain to the IRS what happened. So you have to be very careful whenever you are applying to a program like such as the offer and compromise. Now, usually it takes from 30 to 60 days for the IRS to decide. And sometimes they send a letter saying this additional document is required. Sometimes they accept the offer, but it will usually take 30 to 60 days. But remember, they will call to the professional to require more information and to do a final evaluation and whoever is dealing with your case will have to present a sound case to be accepted. Depending of the problem that you have with the IRS, either is an installment agreement because you do not qualify for the offering compromise, or the offering compromise. We have designed some plans between the silver, the gold, and the platinum. For example, the silver is designed for an installment agreement. Remember, you can do this by yourself, but if you don't want to take the lead with the IRS, let us do it, and then we can actually do the installment agreement for you. Same thing is for the gold. Now, the gold plan includes the installment agreement and any lien that you have. Remember that the lien also happens when IRS letters are not answered. And then the IRS ended up not receiving any answer from you, then the IRS decides to place a lien over your property. And finally, the platinum. The platinum is the offering compromise. It's a very long application, quite a few forms, a lot of numbers, but the platinum is designed for anyone deciding for the offering compromise. So if you have any question, you can see more of our videos in the reproduction list. You can also subscribe to receive updates when we post more videos. And if you want detailed information, check on the link in the box description of this video. Our website is fastcpnconsultants.com, and send us an email.